nanotech in the this is the hydrogel document that explains how the hydrogel assembles with the nanotech in the body. Last conference, I disclosed what was happening and showed the documents that validated that. This time, what I'm showing is how it's happening and what is happening. And so the hydrogel in the glands is being thickened by the introduction of the chitosan and pectin, which causes it to get very thick. This, with the nanotech, causes an off-gassing of the water from the body and dehydration, which causes the hydrogel to first form into a plastic and then eventually morph as the molecules are more densely packed together into graphene diamond sheets. The hydrogel is also used for constructing various materials, and it chokes the glands off. This is a sample of the hydrogel that is dried on the body. The orange dots are where the glands are plugged. The lighter color, and it's shown in the picture below, is the seepage of the hydrogel out of the glands underneath the sheet that are choking the glands and holding the toxins in the body. This is the hydrogel, the fibers here that are being combed out of the layers of the scalp, where there's a lot of buildup from the fallout from the geoengineering, but there's a lot of nanotech I've discovered in the foods. So we're getting it from both sides, internally and externally. It coats the skin. As it shrinks, this is a sheet of the hydrogel here with the clear graphene diamond formation and the nanoparticulates embedded in it. Very elastic, but it dries hard. The lower layers are kept soft with the oils and water from the body. Further down, we can see the fullerene construct of the different nanostructures showing in the DNA that Tuana was showing in her lab results. This is what I am showing in these pictures and documents, is what I am taking out of the body with the detox formulas that are dismantling the process. These programmed nanonodes that are shown in the picture are just some of the ones that have dropped out as the biofilm dissolves. I have a process that dissolves the carbon and the hydrogen, the hydrogel, into bicarbonate gas that then dissolves and releases the particulates that have assembled over the time from the body, and they just drop out. This shows all the different materials that I've shown the pictures of. There are 20,000, over 20,000 pictures and 2,000 explanatory videos that I have posted on my sites. And a simple net search of Bryan 396 will bring them all up. for you to discover. There's far too much information after 12 years of continuous posting on this daily for you to make it through it all. But the most recent posts are the summation of everything that I've discovered in the 12 years and verified via their own research documents, which substantiate all I've been saying. This lower down crystal here is a node that popped out of the bottom of the foot. And the one below it that is coated in the white is the formula attacking the nano node and the encasing biofilm hydrogel, and it's dropped out of the body. The formulas that I use, the white, is still dissolving that and dismantling it into a bicarbonate gas. These nanonodes are picking up the RF signals in the air, Wi-Fi, Li-Fi, and all electrical transmissions in the crystal that is shown here, which is amplifying it and putting the signals through the electrical system of the body. Now we can go to the other document here, the DNA. I just lost my document here. If we can go to the DNA document, which is the one that you first had up there, Ashok, I can explain how the mRNA, and I've named it mRNA because it's mutated nanotech RNA, splices onto our DNA via the spike protein. And in that document, it shows how the mRNA connects to the strands of the DNA and utilizes the programming of our DNA for the construct and build processes of the nanonodes. And these nanonodes are in the quantum dots and the programmable magnetic carbon nodes and powders. And they each have their own build program, and that's the variety of the constructs of the nanonodes that I'm removing from the body. Both documents that I've presented here cover how this is happening. My other documents show everything that has developed and the nodes that I've taken out over the 12 years, a wide variety of plant genome splicing to our DNA, shellfish. And that's where the chitosan comes from, is shellfish. It would appear that there is something in the crustaceans that solidifies the nanotech, the self-assembling polymers, which would appear to be what lands on the bottom of the ocean for the prawns and crayfish to eat, which would be the nanotech fallout that the fish is not eating, and that creates the hydrogel bodies of these creatures. That's why they're so rubbery in texture. And that's why the pectin and the chitosan is taken from the shellfish. And when combined with our hydrogel, that creates the lattice thickening of the hydrogel that plugs the glands. And possibly that is the warning in the Bible about not eating those creatures, that they were an abomination. But we eat them as a luxury. You're still in the hydrogel document. If you can get them into the DNA document, they can see what I was explaining here. Or at least that's the one I've got on my screen. I don't know how to change this at this point. Okay, I think I can get this document up now here. I've got it up. This is the spikopathy of the DNA mutation that's allowing the RNA to attach to us, showing some of the transitions in the body and what it's doing to our DNA, mutating it, the formations that are coming from it that are shown in the lab, and the exact same items I am showing coming out of the body. One of the things I discovered 12 years ago was that the nanoparticulates are what appear to be in all of the cancer biopsies. The magnetic carbon powder, this has been going on since my childhood in the 50s. I was hospitalized over the effects of this as a child at 8 years old. I was saturated in it. And now I'm just removing it all, removing the residual pains, the aches that have surfaced, are exact same pains. All of this is disappearing as I take this nanotech out of me now. Is reversing the aging process. The wrinkles are all wrinkles on the body are backfills of hydrogel that have shrunk and sunk into the tissue. And those all move. They come out as the tissue can expand again. The wrinkles in the knuckles are gone. My wrinkles, my knees are not knobby. At 70 years, they are round and smooth. My elbows are at the final stage of shedding all of the wrinkles. And that twists from the elbow all the way down to the fingertips. And the best way for you to fully understand what I'm trying to condense 12 years worth of research into a short 30 minutes is for you just to scan through the documents. Everything is validated. You can dig deeper if you want to validate or substantiate it any further than face value, but take it at face value and become very aware of what is going on, because the species is in danger of extinction. Fact. The mRNA is out of control. The nanotech has crossed over into the human genome, and we are well into it. We are at saturation stages where those bodies that cannot handle the nanotech are going to die off. Those that are strong enough to adapt will be transhumanized into a nano-human hybrid with electrical stimulations from the surrounding air, RF, Wi-Fi, digital signals, you name it. And if the AI gets control of that system, which it will, think about it. Because all of this sounds very fantastical, because it is. Sounds unbelievable, because it is. It's sci-fi, far-fetched, but it is a reality. And the documents, pictures, nodes, physical reaction, everything substantiates this beyond a doubt. So I'm not here to convince, I'm just here to show you that this is happening. Do with it what you may. But if you're not aware of this and you pursue your monetary gains rather than looking into this, to what end? When you will no longer be. And I guess that's all that I have to say about this. The rest is up to you to discover. I've spent 12 years on this. I have put up so much information. There are terabytes. All of it connecting the dots and showing it in the lab reports. There's not much more I can do here. I've pushed it out. I've just recently, since January and maybe a little earlier, taken this into the academic realm, because this is where you guys are doing this and developing it. And I don't see much more that I can do. I've got a formula. It's a long process. It's been saturation throughout life. So the detox has taken a few years, but the progress is there. I feel it. I feel energy returning. And that's another thing. These crystals and fiber optic network in the body are connected to our electrical system that is monitoring and controlling the organs in the body. I pull crystals out of acupuncture points and they trigger the organs. They throw off the entire metabolism of the body, because the body's secretions, which are so well balanced, gets triggered on one organ and it throws off the rest of the organs in the body. And the feeling is like death is an easy way out of this, but it passes as soon as it's dealt with. And I have methods and processes for dealing with it. It can be a little rough at times, but the stuff is not designed to be taken out of the body. And the fact that I can dissolve graphene oxide diamonds with my formulas in the body, turning it into bicarbonate gas, I don't think that there's much more that can be done in neutralizing this. And my focus through all my waking time is scraping this off and removing it and documenting it. So that's it. It's up to you now. And I'm done. Thank you, Ashok. I hope you're still there.
Yes, yes.
Good. So review the two documents. You can scan through them in a matter of minutes. You can see it very simply laid out that it's all happening. I show the evidence, the proof, how it's done. It's all there. It's a stealth hijacking of the human genome. We weren't supposed to know about it. My information started to get noticed back in 2015 when I came out again after being off the net for a year and a half while I sorted through some very intense personal stuff, trying to keep me from presenting this. And when I came out in 2014, 2015, and went full bore at it again, it got noticed by some people that didn't want it out there. And I believe this is why the rush on the mRNA was put out. They went, oh no, they see the nanotech. We have to, 2030, we got to move that up. And Harari is saying that we would be linked mentally to the AI by 2030. Israel is one of the top nanotech developers, and he's their spokesperson for it. We're in a lot of doo-doo here. And there's no way to deny it if you look at the information. Shocking is terrifying, and most people will go into denial rather than face the fact that this is indeed happening. And there are some nefarious plans in the background that they are saying in their UN, WEF, and all of the global control forums that they are going to do. And how are you going to own nothing and be happy? When somebody's controlling your mind, they will make that decision. The artificial graphene synapses is listed in those documents there. And it shows that they've already created graphene oxide artificial synapse. All of the things that I'm showing you here, they have said that they are doing and have done. They're just not admitting that they are running tests in their secret labs. This should cause a stir. I know that after the last conference, when I presented the hydrogel aspect of it, that got the attention on the net and it took off. Now, hopefully, this will complete the process and get the rest of the information out there and people can actually see. All you need to do is order a $30 1K times USB scope from Amazon. You can have it in a day or two and just start looking at your skin with it. And you can see blue fibers. I see them in my neighbor's arm. Red fibers under a biofilm. Now, biofilm gets harder and drier. Why it stays flexible is the oils in the body and the water that get sucked out of the body by the nanotech. Off-gassing up to 17 1,000 times its weight in water. We are extremely dehydrated. When I hydrate in the morning, I take in approximately 1 to 2 liters of fluids immediately. I'm soaking in the bath all the time. I can drink up to 2 gallons in a 4-hour bath and not be bloated. Of distilled water, as Tuana was showing, this distilled water having an effect on the nanotech, the hydrogels and the collagen. And so much of these building blocks are in the natural food supply. They've just found a way to manipulate it. And one of the things that needs to be recognized is what you people are doing with the nanotech is the nanotech is the all potentiality of the molecule in the quantum field. As it's developing into the material world, it gets encoded, telling that molecule what it's supposed to be. You are embedding and playing with the nanotech, the codes that are telling the molecules what to be. They are highly unstable. That's what you're not seeing in the quantum realm. So where normally God or source or the codes would be put into the manifesting molecule into the material world in this frequency realm, rather than that happening naturally, the interjection of the codes at that moment that it's materializing in our frequency realm is what they refer to as the Higgs boson particle, the God particle. That's the one that can be anything until the code is put in. But putting in the code late after it's manifesting in the material world is causing it to be unstable. So it is still mutating. And that may be one of the ways that it has infected us all and everything on the planet. The effects are seen in the garden, in the plants, the fallout on the cars, the white powder, and you can see it at night in the dark. If you shine bright lights into the air, you can see all the particles falling down. Time to see that those jets coming out of the airplanes are not contrails. I watched them as a child in the 60s, laying in the yard and watched them disappear behind the jets, and we're fascinated by it, and the billowy, fluffy cotton ball clouds that are now nothing but a gray sheen over the sky and a bright burning white sun that used to be yellow with a blue sky, a very bright, beautiful blue sky. We don't look up, we get busy, we get overloaded with information, we fail to connect the dots, we're just trying to pay the damn bills every day. And that's by design too. Always just short of enough. And so this stuff happens in the background, but it's not so much in the background because they stated openly in all of their world economic documents and global government documents. Sorry for the bad news. but not really. One of my followers had posted when I showed the wound actually being breached by the crystalline fibers going across it to attach to the other side and then shrink and close the wound and backfill it with hydrogel. As it was happening, the picture is there. One of the followers said, "Oh, don't scare us. You should go really easy. I'm trying to adjust to this." No, we have to face it right now. This is what's going on. And if we don't, we're done. And the underground bunkers, the escape to space, and the secret labs, I'm sure that they are all dealing with it in their own way. Ashok, I'm done with the presentation. Is there any questions?
Yes, thank you, Bryan. Thank you for the valuable presentation.
Thank you for hearing me out. This is critical.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, any questions from the audience?
I think the shock needs to wear off.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much, Bryan.
Okay, thank you. And I trust you people will take it to the people that have power to do something about this. It's in your hands. I've done all I can. It's up to you. Look into it. Don't discount it. Our very souls are at stake here and our eternity. That's crucial.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashok.
Thank you, Bryan. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you all attending. Thank you so much. That was the last presentation of the day and the conference. I thank all the participants and the speakers for their valuable contribution. I would also like to thank our conference chairperson, Professor Maria. And our conference honorary chairperson, Dr. Thomas Christopher. Thank you all. Thank you so much for all your support and contribution. See you all next time. Will soon send us the presentation. You all meet. Let us meet in the 5th global conference again. Thank you so much. Have a great time till then. Bye bye.